see us in yours. Hello. So here we are at AVN, I should say, 2013. And we've been moved in here. We were supposed to be in vinyl, but got told at the last minute we were going to be in here. I guess because James Deen is so massively popular that
that's why all these
we
people
couldn't accommodate.
Is in preparation for this event. Right now, in the joint, in the Hard Rock Hotel, I'm doing a live interview. Jew on Jew action.
Jew on Jew action. Right here. Right now. I think it was the first time that both of us have been on this stage.
I've actually never been on this stage.
That's what I said. It's the first time that both of us have been on this stage.
When have you and I both been on a stage at the same time ever? Anyway.
Never. That's why this is the first time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you on that.
So, James Deen, as I'm sure everybody in this room is aware, has experienced a massive explosion in fame and popularity over the past year, and my question to you, James, is what would your response have been a year ago if somebody had told you that a year later, sitting here today, you would now be the biggest male porn star since Ron Jeremy?
Wow. That's a heavy weight on my shoulders. I don't want that title. Damn, thank you. I would have laughed and I would have said that's pretty cool. I get to keep doing porno, so that's awesome. It's pretty great that I managed to get to where this stage with you here, the Warren, where I am now, with my bottle of water and your bottle of Gatorade water.
Isn't it exciting?
By just basically being myself. And it's very awesome that people seem to like me as myself. And thank you.
So, how have you dealt with, because I know that you're famously kind of shy, and we all know that you have massive stage fright. So,
I really appreciate you, putting me on a stage in front of a large group of people. Asshole.
This really wasn't my decision to put you on this stage particularly, but you're handling it well, so congratulations on that.
I've worked very hard on overcoming my stage fright, and it's really weird, because if I take off my pants, I'm totally confident. I don't get that. But, So if I take off my pants, I'm totally comfortable, and for some reason, it really just, I don't know why. So I'm gonna do the rest of this interview pantsless. Why is it so fucking cold in this room? Jesus Christ. Okay, never mind, it's really cold. But no, I've gone to therapy. Joanna Angel actually helped me out a lot. Practice makes perfect. First, I just started getting really drunk and trying to go on stages, but now I'm able to do it sober, practicing at places that I think are not as important, but still are kind of a big deal. My goal is to try to do red carpet this year.
Well, I think you are going to do red carpet.
I'm going to try. Last year, I just got hammered and interviewed people for popcorn.com.
Well, that's kind of interesting, though, because I would think that red carpet would be less nerve-wracking than actually doing this, being up on the stage in front of all these people.
Well, luckily, only about 30 people are paying attention, so that's pretty fantastic. Red carpet's nerve-wracking because it's like everyone's flashing lights at you, and they're like, you, boy, over there. Say, boy, look at this camera. Ha-ha. That's how they talk on the red carpet.
Well, I know a couple of months ago you did the red carpet for the GQ Man of the Year.
I did. I was very proud of that. That was one of the things I was not going to say when I was talking about less important events. Not that I think that the GQ Men of the Year party is a less important event. I just care a little bit more about AVN.
Well,
and
we appreciate
X and, you know, porno awards. Because I wasn't the GQ Man of the Year. I think Rihanna was the GQ Man of the Year.
I don't know who it was. I just know that you were on the red
Do you know
carpet.
who Rihanna is?
Who?
Rihanna.
Oh, Rihanna.
She sings that song. It's like...
Rihanna is the man of the year.
Make me feel... that one?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You want to sing it with me?
No.
Why not, dude?
I don't have my singing voice is not
I've been screaming
at its
days.
peak at the moment.
We can sing a metal version.
Well, what I really wanted to ask was how you dealt with the sudden fame that has sort of descended upon you this year.
Well, I consider myself a J-list celebrity, or a K, maybe. So because of that, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I mean, I don't really think I'm any more famous than I was like a year ago. I'm that guy that people look at and they're like, what? I know that guy from somewhere. What the hell? Who is he? And then usually they figure it out after I leave and they go, oh, that guy's penis has been on my television or computer screen or something. And, but yeah, it's not really I'm not really that famous, dude.
Well, it must be at least, I mean, you know, what's it like to see yourself in Rolling Stone magazine?
They haven't actually put that out yet.
Oh, they haven't put it out.
Because what happened is they were having a contest with GQ. So GQ, they're really nice and really awesome. And they were like, hey, we want to follow you around, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, cool, let's be awesome. So we went and did the GQ thing, and it was great. And then, like, a month later, Rolling Stone was like, oh, you want to do the same thing? I was like, cool, Rolling Stone, that's awesome. So cool, come on. So we did this exact same thing. Like, went to the same companies, went to the same place, like, exact same thing. The Rolling Stone guy got kicked off of every porn set, which if you guys know anything about adult films, it's really difficult for media to get kicked off of adult film sets, especially when you're from Rolling Stone magazine. So this guy, he was breaking the golden rule, which is don't take pictures or video of the scene and stuff like that. And so he got kicked off of every porn set. Anyway, so then they found out that the GQ thing hadn't actually gone out yet, and they were like, oh, we need to get a photo shoot, we need to do this, blah, 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 and we got to make this happen. And they were trying to beat GQ to the stands. And me personally, I just was like, look, GQ asked for it first, they did it first, they're not getting kicked off of every set, and they're a lot nicer, their approach is nicer. So I kept the date that we had for the photo shoot, and I didn't move it, and then they, you know, threatened to not release the article, and I said, okay. And then they were very confused, but I was still in GQ, and they gave me free shoes. So, you know, we'll work for Prada shoes. Just throwing that out there.
Well, the GQ article was really interesting because of the odyssey, at least, that it made it seem like you jumping around from San Francisco to Vegas to LA and driving overnight.
Now, that was a bad decision. We did not look into the trip. Did you know that there's really no quick way to get from San Francisco to Las Vegas?
I would imagine.
Other than a plane. A plane's pretty quick.
Right.
Yeah, we drove, and also I was working for a digital playground, which I don't want to offend anybody else, but they put a lot of care and time in making sure that their movies look as good as they possibly can. I guess that's a good diplomatic way of saying that they're really talented and good. Yeah, cool. So they're awesome, and this day specifically there was some drama on set, and the day kind of went a little long. So I was planning on leaving Los Angeles around I think 6 p.m. and then getting up to San Francisco around like midnight or whatever. I ended up leaving Los Angeles at 2 a.m. So we got there in time for rush hour traffic. I did that scene up there, and then while we were on set, we realized that there's no quick way. In order to get from San Francisco to Las Vegas, you really need to drive pretty much all the way back to LA and then go back up to Las Vegas. The other way, you have to go really far. It's like even longer. It's prettier apparently, but time was of the essence. So then we drove from San Francisco to Las Vegas and did that scene out here, and then I ate some tacos
and went to sleep and did another scene and drove home. And usually I take flights and it's not so brutal, but we thought it'd be fun to road trip. We were wrong. But the tacos were delicious. They're from Del Taco.
So you got to know the GQ reporter pretty well.
Well, as much as he'd show. I feel like all you journalists will agree on this. Their job is to pretend that you like people and get information out of them that they might not tell someone that they don't like. And then give as much of information about yourself to have them reflect and give you the information that you want. Can we agree that that's kind of your job? I'm hearing everyone say yes.
With that said, were you happy with the article?
Oh, I think he did a great job. I think he did a fantastic job at playing that line between conservative and liberal. I think ABC did a great job too, and I really think that honestly, one of the only reporters that did a really 100% true, honest piece about me, not just talking about an event, but a profile on me, was Amanda Hess for Good Magazine. And I really think she's the only one who was like, I'm just going to tell the story, and I don't care about if some people don't like it and some people do. Everyone else, they tell the story in a way which is actually really impressive, and I think Wells did an amazing job. But he told it in a way where he's like, here's this guy, here's all these good things, here's these great, but at the same time, here's the bad things for all you people that don't like porno. So you guys don't dislike GQ magazine or me. You're just kind of playing, towing that line and playing the fence. I thought it was fantastic. I'm impressed. I wish I could write like that.
So let's talk about the canyons and your being approached to do the canyons and what your reaction was when it happened and how long it took and how the experience was and all of this.
All right, so the canyons. There was this movie. I watched it when I was young. It's called American Psycho. It inspired me to read the book. It's called American Psycho, which inspired me to read the book Less Than Zero. The writer of these books is very, very talented, and his name is Bret Easton Ellis. He enjoys Twitter very much. He started writing on Twitter about how it's so weird wherever I go, people are talking about this James Deen character, because I was getting a good amount of press and stuff at that time. As I was saying, GQ, ABC, etc., Good Men Project, Good Magazine, Jezebel, on and on and on. So he started talking more and more about me, and him and the producer were sending articles about me back and forth, and they were just interested in what the hell was going on and how this guy who gets naked for a living is all of a sudden this popular guy with teenage girls. And, whatever. Call it what it is. I don't know. I'm weird. I don't get it. But for some reason.
I'm going to come back to that, but continue.
Okay. So then he started writing on Twitter about, James Deen this, James that, and everyone started telling me, Bret Easton Ellis is talking about you. Dana Vespoli, who was amazing, by the way, told me, no, you need to go look at his Twitter. He is talking about you, not some other guy named James Deen, like the guy that does porn, James Deen. I looked at it, I was like, oh wow, this is Bret Easton Ellis, and he's actually talking about me. This is kind of crazy. So he wrote to me, well, not me specifically, he wrote, in the movie that I'm writing, porn star James Deen will need to do full frontal nudity and scenes with both guys and girls. And I wrote back, party. And then apparently the media took that as I'm going to be in a movie. So there was this big media explosion, and it was like Entertainment Tonight and TMZ and blah, 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 all those places. And then he and I started emailing back and forth, like, what the hell is going on? That's really, really interesting. And he was like, I can't guarantee you the role in the movie because I have some influence. I can throw your name in the hat, but I don't, it's not, I'm just the writer. And I wrote, I don't care. You're Bret Easton Ellis. I want to have dinner with you. That is all. So we went out to eat, and we talked, and he told me, he sent me the treatment, which was amazing, of course, he's a great writer. And we went out, to eat, and we talked, and he told me the philosophy behind the movie of just trying to basically cast away the stereotypical necessity of, you know, these blockbuster movies in Hollywood and being able to just kind of make a movie just for yourself, do something good, which completely correlates with all the ideals and, like, you know, of me, you know, just basically the freedom of expression and doing things for yourself and personal satisfaction and doing things for fun and stuff like that. And so I was super stoked. And then he introduced me to the producer. The producer and I got along. And then eventually Paul Schrader came to town, and I met him, and he, I don't know if he likes me or not, but whatever. He and I don't really have much in common. He's like old, and I'm like, I'm not. And you know, he's got his thing going. He like directs movies and stuff. I do other things. I eat food. Yeah. So anyway, he's got a mustache. And so then they come back the next day, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we can't give you this booth." So we design the booth, get it all back to how it was. Then no one here shows up. No one. I thought it was supposed to be Porno Dan or something. He went over there or something. They gave a different area. So now no one's there. And then they came over, and that's at the end of the day, they're like, "Yeah, you can have that space." And we're like, he wants to redesign the booth again, a third time. So pretty much, if I can just go one day without having to rebuild this booth, yeah, I'll be happy. One day.
They tried to, we had the whole fucking booth set up, right? And they come up to us and said, well, you're like this, and I go like this. I said, listen, the show coordinators came in. They fucking taped off the perimeter. We built it inside that perimeter.
Yeah.
Like, we're not fucking moving it again.
Where do they want you to put it?
It's supposed to be like fucking foot back or foot
fuck
this
that.
way.
Yeah, how are you going to move that?
You're not.
Nervous about putting me in the movie because of the stigma of having that porn guy in the movie. Then he showed his wife, who apparently hates porn, hates everything that has to do with sexuality or the movie or anything, I don't know. Showed her the clips of me and the other guy that he was considering, and she apparently said, give it to James, he's better for the part, it's his role, blah, blah, blah. And so, thank you, Mrs. Schrader, for getting me the part in the Canyons, because without you, I would not have been in it. Why is it so cold in here? I just realized I'm still not wearing my pants.
Well, don't worry. Oh, man. You should buckle your pants. And while you're doing that, I'll ask you, now you are the second porn star in the past few years who has made...
I don't consider myself a porn star. I consider myself a sexually liberated craftsman.
A
sexually liberated craftsman.
You're the second sexually liberated craftsman in the past few years who has been cast as the lead in a major motion picture by a major director.
It wasn't a major motion picture, dude. Well, it was an independent movie that we raised funds on Kickstarter. It was for fun.
It's more of a major motion picture
thing to do. It was cool. It was awesome.
No, of course.
It was like a hobby. This is like asking me about my stamp collection. You know? It's not. It's cool. It's awesome. I'm stoked on it. I can't wait to see it. I really hope it's amazing.
I think it'll be great.
It's not like I was in fucking, you know, Seven or, you know,
well, but
some studio picture.
Regardless, it compares.
I'm not Bruce Willis, dude.
It compares to.
But how cool would that be?
It would be cool. It still is on the same level, I would dare to say, as the Girlfriend Experience.
Die Hard. No, not Die Hard. But I don't care. It's not Die Hard. I don't care. Was it on The Simpsons?
Was it on The Simpsons? I don't think so.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter
Was it on The Simpsons?
to my question.
Was it on The Simpsons?
No.
And it doesn't matter. By the way, I was pitched this as Peter Warren was going to grill me, and it was going to be like this intense, live, like questions that have never been asked before.
Well,
like,
let me ask my question, and you'll see whether you can.
Well, because I'm on the defensive.
Well,
you presented this like I was going to have to be very, very careful.
Let me finish my question. We'll see.
What's your question?
My question is no.
Then it doesn't.
My question is that Sasha made this movie with Steven Soderbergh, and now you
offered to edit the Canyons for free, and Paul Schrader turned it down, which is odd. That's weird. Like, my theory is if someone's going to do something for free, like if I say, hey, Peter Warren, do you want a free t-shirt? I would take it. And then if you don't like the t-shirt, you just give it away to like Salvation Army or to another friend that might like it. But you don't just turn it down.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, so I don't know, that was
But
weird.
regardless, that has no relevance to my question.
Oh, sorry.
So Sasha was in the girlfriend experience, and she, after that, was done with porn. No more porn for Sasha Grey. You continued to do porn while you were shooting the Canyons, and you were continuing full force doing porn after shooting Canyons. And my question is, why do you think that it's been no problem for you to continue on with your porn career, and it was not okay for Sasha? Because you want to do porn.
Yes.
Why do you think that it was not okay for Sasha to continue?
I don't think it's not okay. I think she didn't want to do porn anymore. I don't know if she ever did. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. Who knows? I can't tell you what Sasha thinks. Well, especially for Sasha Grey.
That's true. I can't ask you to speak for Sasha.
I would not want to speak for Sasha.
I could just ask you why. Well, let's phrase it this way. Do you think that you'll have any further mainstream starring roles like this? If they're offered to you, will you do them?
If it's something good or something that I am interested in, I would be willing to do it. I absolutely would. It was actually really fun. Before I did the movie, I said I was going to do this one just because of what it was and who it was and all that stuff like that. And then I actually had such a good time on it that I got really excited. And it was really, really fun. But I have the luxury of having another job and another career, and I'm, pretty. I feel like I'm in there in the porn world. I'm like, I'm good. I can get better, but I'm like, I've got a career.
Do you think, in general terms, that once a porn star, a female porn star, does something mainstream, that it becomes not okay for her to do porn anymore?
No. I think that just the glitz and glamour of the mainstream world is very alluring, and I can see why someone would get sucked up into it and want that on a regular basis. The problem is the majority of people that are actors and are in SAG and are trying to make it in the mainstream world work at Starbucks. I mean, there's very few working actors that make a lot of money, and like, I love Sasha with all my heart, but look at her career, look at what happened to her. Where is she?
She's a good question. She doesn't return my text, so I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I mean, there's and look at like almost anybody that does that. I mean, you get sucked into this glitz and glamour, and then you basically get sucked into that world, and that world is pathetic and lonely and working at Starbucks. I aspired to do adult films. This is what I want to do as long as I can remember. And the mainstream stuff was pretty cool, pretty fun. But because that's not what I want to do, that's just something that I did, and it's really fun, it's cool, it's something I would do as a hobby, like a side project. I have the luxury of, if I never get another mainstream role, oh darn, I go back to my horrible life of having sex with really hot women every day. Oh, woe is me. If somebody offers me like some slasher movie or some crappy script or something I just don't like, I have the luxury of saying, look, I'm not interested in doing this movie because it doesn't, I don't like the character, or I have that luxury. And if I never get a major role again, then whatever. If I'm playing Christian in 50 Shades of Grey, that would be awesome. But realistically, who do you think they're going to pick, me or Ryan Gosling? Joanne Angel actually had a great quote about there's been mainstream crossover for years. There's always been mainstream crossover. Ron Jeremy's been doing all this stuff. He's got more IMDb credits than most mainstream actors. But who is they really going to try to pick? If there really comes down to it, is anyone ever actually thinking, should I pick Jack Nicholson or should I pick Ron Jeremy? I love Ronnie to pieces, but if you're looking for the lead in a movie, are you going to pick Jack? Or it's mainstream media or mainstream people. They have their actors.
Yes.
I'm not an actor. I'm a dude.
Well, on a sort of related note,
did you know Daniel Day-Lewis doesn't say he's an actor? He says he's a shoemaker.
Does he?
Yeah.
He might be a shoemaker.
That's what he does. He sits in his basement, he makes shoes, and then every 3 years he goes and lives in a log cabin that he built by hand and crushes a roll.
I haven't seen Lincoln, so I don't know how.
I hate Spielberg. I haven't seen it. I can't stand it.
Well, what I want to ask you is, as far as acting goes, you've always aspired to be a porn star. We all know that. Even before the Canyons and all of that, you've always been regarded as one of the best actors in the porn world. So where do you think
that?
I think that's very
what I've
true. Coming from somebody who decides upon who's going to be nominated for AVN Awards.
I don't think I've ever been nominated for Best Actor.
I believe you have.
Oh, have I?
Yes.
What movie?
What?
What movie? Well, I'd have to look it up. It's not, I don't know. What movie was I an actor in that I was nominated for?
I know that you have been. I don't remember
I
what
don't think
movie.
I've ever been the lead in a porno movie.
Yes, you have.
When?
Well, you're in the con job. I don't think we nominated you for that, but I think we talked about it.
Con job?
From Digital Player.
Oh, from Digital Player. Oh, okay, yeah. I know which one that is. I was very confused.
Your acting was good in that.
Well, thank you very
your,
much.
your acting is always good. My point being,
Have you seen Con Air?
which
Con Air.
I have seen Con Air.
Do you want to reenact it?
No.
Why not, dude? Why would you do anything? Put the money back in the box.
Where do you
have any
think?
fun with me, Peter Warren? We used to have fun. We used to dance and play.
Well, we'll dance and play at the end.
All right.
Okay. Where do you think you picked up your acting skills from?
Robbie D, Eli Cross, Paul Thomas.
And what did they do to make you a good actor?
They taught me how to act.
By doing what?
Directing me. I always did like acting stuff when I was like a little kid and stuff like that. You know, I was always a very imaginary kid. I have a very vivid imagination. I've done stuff like that. I mean, but I wasn't like in drama class or whatever, but I've always been like, I don't know, I always had like, you know, when I was a kid, I was being approached for doing like roles like as a child and being in commercials and stuff, and I, you know, would always get offered modeling stuff when I was a little like child model crap, and I just didn't really want to do it. But the actual like honing up the skill and like learning how to do different things, I mean, there's a certain amount of, I think, I don't know if it's like remembering lines. Like that's the type of thing you can either do or you can't. Like I mean, there's which ways to train and like make it easier to remember lines, but you know, screen presence, all that crap. You know, I feel like that's I don't know. There's the ways to hone. Like, all right, let's take it to adult performance because I can actually talk about that because I know things about making porn. I don't know anything about acting. So let's talk about I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. I know it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right. So in adult films, right? If you want to do porn. You ask me what you need to do. I tell you, you need to, I tell you that with
Xander Gorgas, everybody.
Did you just hear your nose move?
I did. Continue.
All right, so I tell you say you want to do porn. I say, cool. Then in order to do porn, what do you need to do? The only thing you need to be able to do is get your penis hard. Other than that, everything else can be taught. You can be taught how to open up, you can be taught how to like, you know, get comfortable and do this, and the positions, and posing, girls, and yourself, and blah, blah. All that can be taught. The only thing you can't teach is getting physically erect. So the reason why I'm saying this is because I kind of equate that to acting. I feel like there's a lot you can teach and hone and learn, but for the most part, you know, you have to have at least the ability to get hard.
Well, when you originally were aspiring to be a porn star from a young age, did you take into account that having acting ability would be a part of that?
No.
Were you? Do you feel like acting ability is a part of that?
To an extent, yeah. I can see how it's beneficial. It's not something I ever really thought about, but yeah, yeah, it could be useful. Like, let's say you do you guys realize that it is actually kind of a like safety hazard to make gunshot noises in a small crowded room? Like, can we all agree that that's unsafe and really annoying? And yeah, you know, it's fantastic that you enjoy whatever you want sexually and all, but with all these mass murders and stuff, maybe not make gunshot sounds in a small crowded room, please.
It's Vegas.
Oh, it is Vegas. Let's get bloody nervous. Why are we not?
1 second, I got another question for you. What
lot of fun.
I love them when they're a hot mess. It's fun. Hot mess. In reference to people that would be considered fans of me, she referred to the people on the internet as teenagers, and then we ran with it. Dana DeArmond is the original teenager.
Do you have to be a teenager to be a teenager?
Absolutely not. It's like one of those things, you know, like Stoya has the Stoya knots, and everyone's.
Biggest fan in the world. Biggest fan in the world.
Get your rocks off. Get your socks off. Get your rocks off. Get your socks off. It turned out to be. It turned out to be.
Knife hits.
It turned out to be. It turned out to be.
Knife hits.
It turned out to be. It turned out to be.
In the kitchen.
It turned out to be. It turned out to be. It turned out to be. It turned out.